Will the United People's Party join forces with the MP-elect Minister Deweever? All cameras and microphones were targeted to the Prime Minister on Wednesday during the executive live press briefing.
The island is in uproar because we're getting information that you received a communique from Minister-elect or MP-elect Deweever stating that he will not give up his seat as an MP and that he will try to appoint a minister. I also got other information that there are some other issues within the DP party with Minister Deweever, where he was not, he had some issues with the counterpart law that he wanted to be incorporated into the governing program. At this stage, and now I'm going directly into my question, what is the DP's position regarding the current coalition, the NADP-USP?
You know, this is not really the forum for that, but I do believe that given the, you mentioned the word uproar, but surely the rumors that are circulating out there, I think it is important that, that I address it from the Democratic Party's perspective. One, yes, Minister Deweever and the party, Minister Deweever and I, have been, not only now, discussing the two seats that we have in Parliament vis-a-vis the appointment of ministers that we will be entitled to as part as the ongoing coalition, the currently talks regarding the coalition. That's a fact. The minister indeed has has indicated that he would like to maintain his seat in Parliament, other than what our premise earlier, which would have been that the minister would have taken up a ministerial seat. That's a fact. The minister has communicated that to me, and yes, it does change things for the party in terms of ministerial candidates, but that is something that internally we would deal with. And no, there has not really been any issues as such. I can tell you that the matter of the counterpart ship, and that is in connection with the law, which currently provides an article on counterpart, which has not yet been put in force, executed, a policy developed, because something like that requires very well thought out deliberations and discussions with the community at large, and specifically the business and labor sectors. And yes, it was a question, it was a discussion as to what of that should or should not be taken up in the governance program that is being drafted. That's as far as I can tell you on those 2 points. Yes, and the matter of the seats is something that the 2 seats of the Democratic Party that we will continue to discuss, and because again, depending on whether Minister Deweever and myself hold on or not to our seats in Parliament will have consequences for the party in Parliament, as well as if we are part of the coalition, which we have signed on to, the persons to be appointed as or put forward as ministers. So that's, yes, that's those 2 things are a fact.
You said a lot. Do we still have coalition?
There is no reason not to. The Democratic Party is still part of the ongoing discussions to form the government. That is the agreement that we reached as a party, and those are still ongoing, and the processes the process will continue. Of course, now in terms of submitted names for ministers, that could change given Minister Deweever's preference not to become a minister.
I understood you got that email only yesterday, the eve of the last day before you can submit, before you can submit his document. What I'm hearing is that Minister Deweever wants to appoint his aunt, Millicent Deweever, as a minister. Are you considering that as the leader of the Democratic Party?
At this point in time, maybe I really want to go into discussions regarding candidates for the position of minister on behalf of the Democratic Party. I'll leave that for our further internal discussions.
Thank you very much for your questions, Bibi. Starting second round, is there any questions or follow-ups that we'll have? Gilbert? So? Okay.
Just one question, Prime Minister. Is Minister Deweever still part of the Democratic Party?
He has not indicated otherwise.
Unless we're changing our line of questioning. The Prime Minister did indicate this is not the forum, and she's answered you quite adequately. So are we changing our question?
I don't think so. This is a people's matter, or people have spoken quite clearly, Cedric. They wanted a government. They gave the majority vote to two parties. So I think I will
This
continue.
is not the appropriate forum. The Prime Minister has indicated to you that this is not the forum for that.
But she also answered the questions.
This is not a debate at this point. You
No,
are
we're not
still within
debating,
the
I'm
presence
just
of the
telling-
executive office of this government. So unless you're changing your line of questioning, we're bringing this matter to an end.
No. We're going to ask one more question.
Michelle? If the question
A
is going
Federal
to
government will have a crisis, and the people of St. Martin deserve to know. As a member and someone who postulated on the list, you should know that. You
be,
should know what is the
Michelle,
people's
this
priority.
is definitely not the venue. This is definitely not the venue. Okay, so at this point, unless your question is going to change, the Prime Minister has indicated to you she's not feeling any further questions concerning that
I
matter.
didn't hear that.
You didn't hear?
No.
Okay, well, you at liberty to use your hearing the way you want. Can we please continue
Yes, Cedric, we will.
without the further questions concerning this matter?
I don't know about that. That I'll decide later. Madam Prime Minister, apart from all the political issues, what do you think should happen for St. Martin? You've been in politics for a very long time. What do you think should happen at this present time?
At this present time, I think we have had an election, and there's a process that needs to be engaged in following the election. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's be very open and transparent to the people of St. Martin and what is happening, how it is happening, between who it is happening. I think it's important that that is maintained. With so many years under my belt in politics, I have seen, I don't want to say everything because tomorrow something could happen that I would say I could have never imagined that, but I have seen a lot. I have had to deal with a lot of personalities, but I think at this point in time, the people of St. Martin need to be well served, you know, and all who have been elected, that's the outcome of the election, need to take that in mind. That will be my guiding light as the Democratic Party, and I will be in another setting, you know, addressing further the queries and I'm sure concerns that live out there.